Ready?
Yep.
Based on my own words and definition, a being is an entity that has life, which responds to stimuli. A being can be objective and subjective. When we say a being can be objective, it means to say it can be perceived, or in other words, it can be sensed. But this is not absolute. It can be only serve as a measures or means to have empirical results. When we say that a being is subjective, we mean it is subjected to be touched or feel, or in other words, it should be tangible. In order to know or to determine a being, we need to evaluate the two sides, which are the objective side and the subjective side. These are the measures needed to be taken because they both deal with the aspects of reality. Some use the interchangeable term existence, life, and living to give enlightenment and more clarification on these matters. Some regard it that it constitutes a more complex state than simple organism that has life functions. Some say believe it as something or has discrete life form that has properties of the mind. Some refers more on the abstract side. When they refer to it, they believe that being itself is in the mind. It is the self-concept, full entity, including both the body and the mind. The mind, which is in the being, and the body, which consists of the sensory aspects within the being. In other realm, it is believed to be the soul. The being in the soul, which dictate what the body should do. Thus, we know that the soul say that in return what does the body or our body does. Being independent and unique, which can do autonomously by their own will. To be a being, it must be able to have a self-will, either influence or an influence of external factors. This following statement will enlighten the controversial ongoing discussion about the being. As for the conclusion, a being must have life. If we will base on some grounds, it is the living soul which has life.